Hey guys, it's Mel. This is just me with a page share. I have not been able to get a page completed in quite a while, so I'm quite excited. So I just thought I'd share it with you. So this was done in like 10 fragments of in between Talia's short little naps. So that was a bit frustrating because, you know, when you're kind of like, you finally get in your groove and you get in the mood to actually craft, and then like you're interrupted, but we were able to succeed and get her done. So I'll just explain a little what I use and what this layout is, and kind of I'll give you a close-up and you can look at the pictures. But basically I went tubing for the first time, my husband and I. My family has gone, they went last year, but they went like, they already pre-planned it, and Talia came a little early, and Talia was like a day old. Like I literally just had her, I think we were still in the hospital when we were supposed to go on this tubing trip. It was kind of planned way in advance, so I kind of knew I may not be able to make it. So we didn't, so they all went, besides we didn't get a chance to go. So this year was nice that we got to go. So as you see on the side, it says tubing, and I used that was one of my scrapyard finds. I think it was $10 shipped for, I don't know if it was 10 or 20, but for this Spotlight letter by Quick Cuts, and they're really big letters, so I was excited to use them. And then I had this little sticker, and I debated back and forth. This is a little tube sticker, like one of those Jolie boutique stickers, and it doesn't really go with the colors, and I kind of like wished it was blue like our tubes were, and you know, whatnot, but I was determined to use it, and I did, and that's how I had it in quite a few different places. I had it around my sister's face, I had it in the middle, but that's where it landed. So and then I just used some string from these tags that I got there from We Are Memory, wait, no, My Mind's Eye. These tags I got actually at TJ Maxx, and I think they're for gifts, but these were the string that came with the tag, but kind of looked like tubing string, so I used that there and just tied just on all the holes around it. The only thing that's tough with these letters is that, you know, it's hard to where you place your glue, so I had to do little small little tabs and just go from there. And then I did one on this side and then this side, you know, I just kind of went back and forth there. So that's the title, and I'm going to explain what this anchor is. Then I used this little anchor die that I got for $2 on Crafter's Purge. It's like a Facebook crafty resale site. But it's a Paper Smooches anchor die, and I just cut this out here in white and just did some like blue dash lines, and I just kind of have it hanging from the G at the bottom of my tubing title. So I'm going to explain why that is. So hopefully my dad doesn't watch these videos, thank goodness, but I'll tell you the story. So I'll just go over these pictures. That's me and my hubby there. Here's me sitting in the tube in my pale white legs that got burnt so bad. I don't know why, but I just been wearing like leggings or like at least capris for this summer. So my legs have not seen the light of day. So boy, were they pale. Like the rest of me's tan, but they were quite pale, and sitting in the sun, even though I put sunblock on, they were a shade of tomato by the end. But that's another story. That'll be another scrapbook layout. So here's two of my sisters. I have one more sister, but she couldn't make it. So here's me, and then here's my sister Caitlin. That's my youngest sister who's getting married, and then here's my sister Brittany. Here's Caitlin again sitting on her tube, and then I'll just go down the mix. So to explain these anchors a little bit, and I'll just show you what I did while I'm here, is these little Paper Smooches anchors. I cut out two in the sparkly blue to match the tubing, and initially I had the tubing all in this blue, but it just needed something, so I broke it up and I did some orange. And I tried to do colors I don't normally use. Like, to me these are more boyish colors, which is what I should do, because I'm always doing like pinks or, you know, lavender is my favorite. So I tried to break it up there, because it's like, it's not just us girls, it's like everybody. So anyway, here I used two, I cut it out, two in the blue and then two in the white, and then I just kind of staggered it, and I used my tiny attacher, a Tim Holtz tiny attacher, to attach it, and then I popped these up. And then here's more of the string, and I did the string so it has two anchors kind of framing out this photo, and I thought that looked nice. But there's kind of a joke behind this anchor. So why I said I'm glad my dad didn't watch it, let me just go over briefing. And most of you probably don't care who's who in here, but I'll just share it because I like watching, you know, people's videos, and it's just fun. Like, you feel like you know the people. So this is my dad right here. Here's my mom. And here's my sister Brittany, and this is my youngest sister Caitlin. That's her fiance. His name's Dimitri. And then of course here's me and my hubby. But the reason we have these anchors is because we had these tubes, and I don't know if you can tell, and this is part of what the string is, but here's, you can kind of see the string right here. When you get on this river, like basically all you do is kind of float, and you could choose a 4-hour one, a 3-hour one, and I don't know if there's a 2-hour one, and you take this bus ride and they kind of drop you off. We're gonna have to ignore my phone till it goes off, but you take this bus ride and they drop you off depending on how long you want to do it. Like we chose the longest one, the 4-hour one, which was nice, but I think that's part of why we got burnt too. And there's even these places you can go on these tubes and you can float up to. It was like a little barbecue stand, like in the water. You literally can float up to it, and you can get hot dogs, or like my sister got a grilled chicken sandwich, like stuff like that, or sodas, because you get hungry like sitting out there in your tube. And you can drink. Well, you're not supposed to drink, but you can bring your own, things if you want to. But I'm not a big drinker, but my sister drinks a little bit, this one. So, but anyway, it was a fun time. But the reason for the anchors, because my dad has a broken ankle, and he is unable to, like, I don't know, he couldn't do a whole lot. So he was kind of sitting in the tube, and as you can see, he's a big guy. And my little sister, this is Caitlin here, she's so mean. Like, she's the youngest. Her and my dad butt heads all the time. Of course, they love each other, but they're always arguing because she's like, I don't know, she's got like such a strong mind that she just can't, like, we all ignore him. Like when my dad goes on his rants, where she can't, and her mouth just doesn't stop. So anyway, she keeps calling him. So we were all tied on our tubes. First my husband and Dimitri, they went off like by themselves, and you got to watch, because the reason you bring the strings is because if you get too far ahead, like, you'll never catch up to the people, because the water like moves pretty quick. So anyway, we were all tied, us girls, and then my dad. But like anytime we were like needed to get to the other end, because like you had to float to the right if you were going to the little like barbecue spot, if you're floating up to that, and then you had to get to the right, like on different areas, like especially if there's trees in the middle, like. So in order to do that, we were like paddling, me, my sister, and this sister, and even my mom, and like he's just sitting there like an anchor. Sitting there, and we couldn't get moving. Like we were just like, anytime, like we were breaking a sweat, like paddling and getting over, and every time we made some progress, like we got pulled back from Mr. Bill, from the anchor, and Keelan kept joking like, we're not going anywhere because the anchor, and he couldn't really hear her say that, but that's basically what happened, because he's sitting in the tube and nobody was moving. So that's where these anchors are, and I showed my sister this, and she was cracking up because she called Anchor Bill. She called him, my dad's name's William, but we call him Big Bill. But anyway, she kept calling him Anchor. She's like, we're not moving because of Anchor Bill. So I was proud of her for kind of saying it low at least, but who knows if he heard her or not. But that's basically what that was the truth. So here's another picture of me and my hubby. Here's a group picture. This wasn't really at tubing, but I just thought it was a cute picture, because my husband and I never really go out that much, so let alone get any pictures together. My husband used to hate pictures. I'm sure he still does, but he does it for me, and he takes pictures because he sees that I actually do something with them, in these scrapbooks. So this was a picture of us at dinner. And Ricky says I look in pain because I had the sunburn on my legs so bad by this point, because this was later. This was at dinner afterwards, because you get so hungry like being outside all day. So we had a really nice time at dinner, but this was just a picture of us there. And this is a mama elephant smile die. Then here's just a wood veneer that says love this. And then here, this is funny. So it reminds me, so this is Caitlin, and this is her soon-to-be husband, but that's him there. But he hates taking pictures even more than Ricky does. In fact, Ricky's like, he makes me look like I'm good, as far as taking pictures goes, because he's like, oh my God. And he even joked, he's like, let's take a picture of every tube. Let's take a picture of this. Oh, we're on a highway. Let's take a picture. So he makes fun of Caitlin because she's always wanting to take pictures together. And she's like, you never want to. And then I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of glary, but here he's making some weird goofy face, and we all went to Florida together, and he was doing that a lot in all the pictures. Like she's like, I got home, I was so pissed because Dimitri is like making a scrunched up face in every photo, but it was just kind of funny. So that's why I had that wood veneer arrow just looking at his face. So that was that there, and then here's one of them, my mind's eye, just a little tag I tucked in there. What else? That's the mama elephant die, just cut out in orange. Here, I've been dying to use these wood veneers, and this one says, it had a 7 on it, and this was August 7th, 2015, which I wrote on here with my gel pen. So I figured I'm never going to use these sailboats with, like, what am I going to use them for? So I just kind of put it in there to put the date, because that's something and I also wrote the date up here. That's something I really have to remember, because you think you're going to remember this stuff, you guys, when you do these layouts, but you're not, because later, like, even if it's just a year, like, I don't remember stuff from when Maya was born, and she's just 8. So, you know, I encourage you to leave a date on your layouts, because you really, you think like, I got it, I'll remember where this was, when this was, but you don't. And just in case we go next year, we can compare the photos. And I forgot to mention, this background piece is like a wood, it's like wood panels, although you can only really see this, but I had this heart strip. I forget what it's called, the great wood stack or something like that. I'll show it next time I'm upstairs. But basically, that's my layout in a nutshell. And then these little things were dies that I used, my stitch dies, to try to make it look like a tube. And I used my tiny attacher with the rope, so hopefully that looks like a tube and that looks like a tube. But yeah, so that is my layout, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and hopefully I'll be able to get a few more in. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.